Alright guys, it is July 26th, 2025, Saturday. Almost straight up noon. Almost. I'm out running a few errands. I'm gonna go wash my car. And it's just blistering hot outside today, so it's another car vlog for us, which I'm happy with. This is the old way of doing things for me. And this is a different point of view than a lot of you have seen out of my videos in quite a while. And I'll explain why I'm doing it this way here in just a few minutes. Just a word of warning first to those of you who like to do any kind of shopping online, which seems like most of us do. I recently made a purchase. It was an impulsive purchase for a gadget that I thought I needed. And I don't normally do this. I'm not an impulsive buyer. But I saw this thing and I said, that's what I need. If I'm going to be making any kind of videos in my car, this would be perfect for me. Now, it's round. It has a suction cup. And it has a slight telescopic magnetic ring that goes to the back of the phone. And the way the video portrays it in the advertisement is that you can click it into place. You can rotate the base of it into place, and there's an audible click in the video. Click, 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 click. And then you can unclick it to the left counterclockwise to remove the suction. And you can put it on your dashboard, you can put it on your window, you can put it on your rear view mirror, on your side windows. So you have options. It gives you options. Anything that has a flat surface that you can get, where you can get suction. So I said, this is really cool. I'm going to do this. It didn't cost much. It was under $20. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was under $20. And I waited and waited and waited for this thing to come in. It was through USPS. It wasn't through Amazon. So, because I think I saw the ad on Instagram is what it was. Either Instagram or Facebook, but you see these pop up all the time, don't you? And it said about 10 to 20 business days. Well, you can track the package, of course. So I would click on that, and I thought, oh, it's coming in a lot sooner than I expected. It's made its way all the way to Atlanta and then Lakeland, and then it went to Ybor City and stayed there for a little bit. It was in Lakeland, but then it went to Ybor City and stayed there for 3 or 4 days, and then came back to Lakeland, sat there for 3 or 4 days, and then they finally sent it to my house. Okay, so that's really not the problem. I mean, it was annoying, yes, but whatever. It's not a matter of life. It's just a simple thing, And I was really looking forward to this coming in, playing with it, and seeing what kind of angles I could get in my car. And that's not the only place you use it. It's not solely for the car. It's for any place. You can stick it on your refrigerator, on anything as a flat surface. So I thought, this is going to give me some options that I didn't have before. Well, I finally got it. I opened it up, and I thought, cool. I was extremely disappointed with it quickly. The base hardly has any suction at all. It's too shallow. When you press it down, the device itself does not click. It does not rotate. It shows arrows that go both ways. It does not rotate though. It doesn't do what it says it does. The magnet, it's like a ring that goes on the back of if you have an iPhone, you know how that works. It has a ring, and these are very common on devices that slaps to the back of your case or to your phone itself. Usually most things have a very strong magnet and it doesn't just fall off. This had less magnetization than those little alphabet letters that you have when you're a kid and you put on your refrigerator. It just has that little tiny magnet in the back, and all you have to do is touch it a little bit and it spins and falls off. It had less magnetization than that. So even if that had been the only thing wrong with the device, it wouldn't have worked. because it couldn't hold the phone. And I go back and I'm thinking, maybe I missed something. I look at the instructions, barely any instructions at all. By the way, this does come from China. And I went back to I tried to go to the website, but when you go back to the website, it says cannot locate. That's a little funny. I went back and looked at their videos they had on it, and they make it look so simple. It's not, because it doesn't work the way they say it will. I was upset, man. I was livid. So I kept thinking, it must be me. I must be doing something wrong. I worked with that thing, and at one point I broke it. Not on purpose, but I broke it trying to get it to work. And then I go onto Amazon, and I thought, I'm gonna look at the reviews for this. And I'm sure Amazon, I didn't order off Amazon, but I thought, I'm sure Amazon has this same device. They do. They're the same company. I looked at the reviews. All the reviews are glowing. They are just, oh, this works so well. The suction's so strong. And the magnet works so well. And it's one of those things where, you know, if they keep saying something over and over again, it's probably not true. And all these things say verified purchaser, but they've got to be fake. And it makes me not trust any reviews I see on Amazon at all. Maybe I'm the dumb one. Maybe we should have never. Maybe most of you guys know this already, and I'm the odd one out. But I kind of gave Amazon reviews maybe a 50-50 chance that they're right? We know that there are bots. We know that there are paid for reviews. We know that. So I thought maybe 50% of them are okay, right? Now I begin to wonder if even 1% are right. So yeah, it's a little upsetting. It's a little, and you know, it's not because it didn't cost a lot of money. It didn't cost a lot of money at all. And by the way, this company was called Shopalocks. I think I'm saying that right. I'll try to put it up on the screen. It's called Shopalocks. Do not order anything off of them. But here's the thing. So I looked up Shopalocks. It turns out to be a scam. And when people finally catch on to what's going on, they all say that when you go to their website, you can't find it anymore. There's no contact information. There's no way to return it. And what they'll do is they'll shut down that company name and start a new one up in a different name. And I'm thinking to myself, why don't you, to make this thing work the way you advertise it to work, couldn't cost that much money to produce. Why don't you just do that? Right? Why don't you just do that? But no, they can't do that. They got to slap you in the face with crummy items that just don't work. Anyway, yeah, I'm a little peeved by that. So what you're seeing right now is my iPhone is on my rear view mirror with rubber bands around it, which is how I did it in the old days. the old days. You know, I'm talking like 7-8 years ago. I don't know how long I've been doing this. Somewhere around that time. Yeah, that's how I used to do this. That's why I'm doing it today. It's a little funny, you know. It's a little different, but that's okay. Hey, no big deal. No judgments here. At least not by me. I'm the one doing it. Yeah. So beware. It's fun buying things, but it's not just crushingly disappointing that a product doesn't work the way it's advertised. I hate the fact that I was stupid enough to fall for it. Right? I've bought a lot of stuff online, and I generally don't have this problem. Generally I don't. So I don't know. I guess it's gonna happen every once in a while. Anyway, let me ask you guys this. This is kind of something I want to talk about a little bit. Public embarrassment. How many instances do you have in your life where you have been publicly embarrassed about something? I've had quite a number of them. Most of them I have managed to push out of my mind over time. And that's a good thing. And that really is the takeaway from all of this, is that eventually we do get over public embarrassment, as horrible as it is. I'm adjusting this because I'm not absolutely sure that this is coming off right. So anyway, I'm in the car wash line. Public embarrassment is terrible, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be embarrassing. And on my job, I see people get embarrassed a lot. Many of you who watch my videos on a regular basis know I work for a utility company. And one of the things that goes along with having power and water, or any kind of service, whether it's a cell phone service, anything else, any kind of service that you pay for, if you don't pay for it, you lose the privileges, right? That's just a given. So when you don't pay your electric bill, your power goes out. It might have happened to you a number of times. And there are times, well, a lot of times I'll show up at people's houses and they'll come out and they're, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, don't be embarrassed. It's not a big deal to me. I'm not judging you. This is my job. I don't care. I don't even think about what kind of person you are, how you're not paying your bill. I don't even think about it. I don't care. I'm moving on from one person to the next. But people are just generally so embarrassed. And I honestly, guys, I try my best to help people not feel embarrassed. And even more so when I have to go into a business. I go into doctor's offices, dentist offices, I go into restaurants, and I generally try not to cut these people off. I'll go in, because a lot of times these people running these restaurants and doctor's offices, there's somebody somewhere else paying these bills for them. They're, in accounting somewhere. And I'll go into these establishments, and they might have people waiting in a room for, waiting for a doctor to come out, or maybe they have customers sitting at tables. And I'll tell the manager, I'll ask for the manager, I'll say, let me, come over here to the side. I got something to tell you. Because I don't want them to be embarrassed. And my thought going into this is, sometimes I'll actually come out and tell them, I don't want egg on your face. All right. Now, this is something I've said all my life. I don't want egg on my face. I don't want egg on your face. It's something that's always just been said. It's just a common thing, right? Common saying. But I never really knew where it came from. I'm going to talk about that here in just a minute. But I'm going to see if okay, so I got to pull my car into this car wash, and I've got to really focus. They want me to really focus on where I'm putting my wheels. So forgive me if I'm not completely focused on you. There's some glare in my windows. I'm not really sure if I'm lining it up right. They're going to let me know. Anyway, so I'll go into these places and say, can I pull you aside and talk to you? And I'll whisper. And they're so grateful that I saved them the embarrassment. Oh, she's telling me to move my... Okay. Here we go. At least she's not standing in the sun. Okay. So... Alright. They keep telling you to move forward, but then I'm going to hit the car in front of me. So anyway, they're thankful that I'm not embarrassing them, and they still feel apologetic and whatnot. It might be kind of loud in here. So I'm going to try to be maybe a little bit louder. So I've had a moment at work where I was super embarrassed about something. So every day we get our orders on a screen, and you have people who are moving in to houses or businesses, and some people who are moving out. You have people who aren't paying their bills, so you have to go cut them off. And you look at all these, and you line all of these up, right? You line them up. But what happens is you have other service workers too, and they have cuts likewise. Sometimes they don't cut people off. And what happens is you get that order back the next day. They might have cut in your area, but you're getting it back the next day because it's your area. And it's called a trip default. And it used to be that we all used to hate this. We all went into the office. We used to all go into the office and look at our orders. If we had trip defaults on our screen, we treated it with contempt. And we would kind of bond over this contempt that we would have for people that would not cut people off. They'd give them too many breaks. That's how we talk about, you shouldn't be giving people breaks. Just cut them off. So I don't get to cut the next day. Oh, Lord, it's loud. It's louder than I thought it was going to be. So, anyway, we used to bond over this contempt. So one morning, I was looking at the trip defaults on my screen. I had a number of them. And I started throwing a fit about it. Who did this? These people, they need to start cutting these people off. Someone needs to talk to them because I'm tired of getting these. And so one of my coworkers, he's looking over my shoulders as I'm investigating who should have cut these off. You know who it was? It was me. I was yelling about myself. I was the guy that was guilty of the very thing that I love climbing other people's cases about. Yeah, it's loud. So he laughed and he laughed and he laughed at me. And to this day, and this happened years ago, to this day, he still laughs at me. Every time he sees me, he brings it up. Well, maybe not every time, but he brings it up often. And I can't blame him. I gotta talk quieter now. I can't blame him for laughing at me. So I had egg on my face. Yeah. But here's where this came from. So back in the Middle Ages, when people were put in the stocks because of something they'd done wrong, you know, you see the pictures, hands are up there, heads to the hole, and people would throw rotten eggs at these people in stocks. Yeah, I can imagine, like, that must have hurt. I wonder how bruised up and bloodied you got from that, because it had to hurt, right? How many people picked up stones and threw them at them and said, oh, well, it looked like an egg. And I can't imagine, you know, being that they were rotten eggs, you're going to smell the whole time you're sitting there. Well, anyway, it was a humiliating experience, and the whole purpose was to embarrass you. So that's where it comes from, but that's not when it first started getting bandied about. In the 18th and 19th century, prior to the Revolutionary War, people would throw rotten eggs and vegetables at preachers and politicians who would speak publicly if the people were in dissent about it. And so that was common back then too. But did you know that no one was actually saying this until Alfred Hitchcock made it a thing? In 1946, I had to make a note about this because I've never seen the movie. Yeah, in 1946, it was a movie called Notorious, or The Notorious. I think it was just called Notorious. He was filming this movie. Ingrid Bergman was in it. And at some point, he was looking at her while they were shooting, and her face was flush. And she looked embarrassed. So he stopped shooting because he realized that obviously the tempo of the dialogue was off. There's too much of a lag or something. So he stopped shooting. He walked up to Ingrid Bergman and he says, "You have egg on your face." And, you know, that was to indicate that she looks embarrassed. It wasn't until then people started saying it. As it turns out, Alfred Hitchcock had an aversion to egg yolk. Anyway, so I don't know. I guess he probably knew the history of it and everything, but he said, "You have egg on your face." And that's where we get that from. What is one of your more embarrassing, publicly embarrassing moments? Listen, you don't have to tell me. You don't have to put it down here. If you don't care, you can. But here's the thing. As horrible as public embarrassment is, we do get over it. We really do. It's something you make it through. Some people just really experience so much shame that it seems to change them for a long time. Don't let public embarrassment drag you under and keep you under for too long, because people don't, people just, well, my friend remembered. I was gonna say, people don't remember these things too much, but, you know, I guess I'm wrong about that. Like I said, my friend, he remembered. But we laughed together about it. It was not that serious. And believe me, I've had many other publicly embarrassing moments that, like I said, I know I can't remember some of them because I've managed to push it out of my mind. And that happens too. So, you know, that's all I wanted to say about that. I do have a word of the day for you. Okay? And the word of the day is plumbeous. I'd never heard that word before this morning. Plumbeous. I like the way it looks. I like the way it sounds. I like the way it rolls off my tongue. Plumbeous. It means of the dull gray color of lead. Yeah. Of the dull gray color of lead. So it's, you know, like that. Some of you guys watching my videos, if you have beards, you might be thinking that your beard looks like that. Mine doesn't. Mine's either, it's only dark in some spots and white in others. But there's a lot of things that we could describe as plumbeous. So when I looked this up, I thought, you know, if I just hit Google Images, what will, you know, if I look up plumbeous and look up Google Images, what will come up? It's mostly birds. There's a whole range of birds that are described as plumbeous. Here they are. Plumbeous vireo. These are all very pretty birds, by the way. Plumbeous vireo. Plumbeous redstart. Pretty bird. I like this one. Plumbeous hawk. The plumbeous warbler. The plumbeous pigeon. The plumbeous kite. Which I don't know if that's the same thing as the plumbeous hawk or not. And then there's the plumbeous euphonia. Yeah. Very pretty birds. What I read, and I didn't research them because I don't mean to drivel on and on about them, but they winter like in the southwestern part of the United States. Have you seen these? Let me know. I don't think I've ever seen any of these birds, but they are very pretty. Yeah. But I don't know. I think I'll use this word. Can you see yourself using it? Because this seems very practical. You might look kind of smart if you use it in a sentence. If you describe the color of a car or whatever the case might be, people are gonna know, what planet are you from? Not the plumbeous one. Okay, now I do have a quote of the day for you. You know, I forgot how much different driving, this is not the quote, by the way. I forgot how much different driving and talking was than just sitting and talking. My attention is so diverted. It's so fragmented. So I feel like I'm off my game a little bit, but that's okay. No big deal. There's always tomorrow. So here's the quote of the day. This is by Rita Rudner. Do you remember her? Here's what she said. I wonder if other dogs think poodles are members of a weird religious cult. Yeah, I wonder that too, Rita. I don't like poodles that much. Now, there's a guy across the street has a small poodle. It's like I can't remember what they call it. Some kind of mini poodle. Very cute, very friendly. I like his dog. Poodles, man, I tell you what, they're very hyper. And I just don't, I wouldn't want one myself personally because they look very frou-frou, right? Are they good dogs? Do you guys have one? Is it in a cult? Are you in a cult? Oh, I probably lost some subscribers there. Okay. Well, anyway, I thought it was a funny quote. I thought it was good. It makes me really wonder now if maybe they are. I'll have to watch them more often. I bet they are. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys don't do anything today to publicly embarrass yourself, and keep your head above the water, whatever that means. My truck is nice and clean now. I'm actually on call today, but I have no orders. So, yeah, I still get paid 3 hours of overtime, even though I don't have anything to do. That's nice. And we just got the email yesterday at work that our overtime is tax-free. Now, it doesn't reflect in our paycheck. It's still taxed in our paycheck. It's a separate entry on our tax form. It's something you deduct at the end of the year, or during tax season, whenever you do your taxes. So anyway, that's a little bit different, but that's kind of neat. I don't get that much overtime anymore, though. It used to be a very common thing. It just hardly ever happens. They've tried to streamline everything as much as they possibly can. Technology has aided that. Yeah, it's made it to where the advancements have curtailed a lot of the need for service workers to go back out somewhere, because we have these remote disconnect meters that they can turn on and off from downtown. No, it's not going to replace us, but it does expedite some things. All right, there you go. Skies are blue, not plumbeous. It's going to be a warm day. I hope you enjoy yours. I'll catch you guys in the next one. In the meantime, be wise.